This next audio question comes to us from Eric Cormier.
How's it going, Solomonster? This is your Podbean.com brother Eric Cormier, one half of the Beanholes podcast. I've been a long-time listener, supporter. I'm wearing my Eat, Sleep, Sound Off, Repeat t-shirt right now, but this is the first time I'm asking you a question. For me as a fan, 2011 was an exciting year. With the return of The Rock and the rise of CM Punk and Zach Ryder, as a fan, it felt important to watch every week and to get involved with these things. On Zach Ryder's case, the man got clearly over with the fans because of his internet show, started making products on the WWE shop. For a time, it actually was really popular, and even Mattel, working as their own company, started making more Zach Ryder products. I mean, the guy got a brawling buddy, for Christ's sake, and the other brawling buddies were John Cena, The Rock, and Randy Orton. He was up there. Why would the company want to throw away any extra money they had? I understand the idea that they want to create their superstars, but what in their head could possibly get in the way of even making a little bit of extra money?
Spite. They're a spiteful company. I mean, you said it yourself. If they didn't create it, then they're never going to put their full backing behind it. It's got to be a WWE idea. It's why they haven't used the War Games match, I'm sure, for many, many years, even though it's probably been pitched to Vince and we've never gotten it. Why? Well, it wasn't a WWE creation. We don't need it. We can do bigger and better than that. A guy like a Zach Ryder, believe me, he was never going to get a big push. He made his push happen. He made it happen on his own. They had no choice but to run with it a little bit because the fan support was just overwhelming. So he got a U.S. title run out of it, and he sold some merchandise. And then after a while, when the fan support started to die down because he was getting his ass kicked on television every week, and then the stuff with John Cena, and he ended up in a body cast, I don't know that that was done on purpose to kill his crowd reactions. You know what? Maybe it was. It wouldn't surprise me. That they wanted to bring the fans down a few notches. They never looked at him as being anybody that they can really make money off of, like significant money. And so, why were we going to waste our time with this guy? We have a finite amount of television every single week to dedicate to our roster and to the guys who we think we can do something with, which is comical. I mean, even back when the show was 2 hours, it's not like they didn't have the time to push Zach Ryder as something meaningful as a mid-card performer. I never, ever saw Zach Ryder as a main event guy. With or without that gimmick. Some guys are not main event caliber. And I'm sorry, Zach Ryder is not a main event guy. I never expected him to be a main event guy, but could they have gone further with him? Of course. Why wouldn't they? Well, like I said, spite. It's the only logical explanation for it. And it's not like we haven't heard stories before about how spiteful people in that company can be. And the politics and everything else. And maybe through his YouTube videos and his tweets and complaints, maybe he pissed off the wrong person. And sometimes that's all it takes. You piss off the wrong person. It doesn't even have to be Vince. It could be one of his trusted soldiers. It could be an agent. It could be Michael Hayes. It could be Triple H. It could be anybody. And once you're on the shit list or in the doghouse, that's not a good place to be. So even if they can make some money off you, unless it's like an unbelievable amount of money that we can't turn down this money. We have to push this guy. We absolutely cannot turn down the money that USA is giving us for that third hour of Raw, even though I bet you they would love to get rid of that third hour of Raw. But they do it because USA makes it worth their while. Whatever money they would have made off Zach Ryder, I guess, wasn't worth their while. And to them, it just wasn't worth it. Do I agree with that? Of course not. I think it's stupid. I think there was so much more juice you could have gotten out of that guy before you discarded him. But that's how they do things.